I want to know, Tony, what was your first day like in Vegas when you came out here? The last time you came out here to study?
In January 1970.
January 1970. What was that day like for you? Like, did you go riding down the strip? Did you party that night? Did you kind of lay low?
No, because I came in with Tony. We both came here. Tony Spot from me. And he didn't bring his family out. He had to go look for a house to where he wanted to live. And I was going looking for where he wanted everybody to go with him. He was looking for a place to live there. Because like I told you, there was only 180,000 people there. And so he found what he liked. We had dinner that night at a nice Italian restaurant. It was called Villa Fiesta. And that was it. Then he left. He went back to Chicago because he had to bring his family here and everybody. I stayed here until he got back. For that year, it was paradise because I did everything I wanted until they get back. You know, I had the green light. I walk in hotels, they never charged me. See the shows, they never charged me. So it was beautiful. You know, it was paradise. It was.
And you said the first time that you came to Vegas, you were telling us there was the biggest casino on the strip was the Riviera. The tallest was like...
Yeah, the rest were all motels.
Paint a picture for us, if you can, of like what Vegas was back before.
The motels were all up and down the strip. The Sahara, everything was a motel. One level. There was no levels to it. One level, and they had all the rooms in the back for the motel. Okay, just like a motel. Right. Just like you see those Super 8s, same thing. That's the way it looked. The whole strip was like that.
Right.
But then came even the Flamingo was a motel. Then came the building. They started building. Mm-hmm.
Right. What do you think now? Like say for instance, Bugsy would say about the extravagance of the strip now, like the
well, Bugsy, he had foresight. He seen it happening. He knew it was going to be big. He was ahead of his time. He knew it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. He knew it. You can't take that away from him. He did know that. Right. But that's not why they killed him. They killed him because he was stealing some of the money. He was always asking for more money to build in the casino, and his girl was running the money to Europe. The girl he was with.
Yeah, that's never a good idea.
Didn't they get her at the end too?
They found her committing suicide in Europe. She went to Europe, you know, but they got her.
Right. That's crazy.
But she paid the money back too.
Too late for her, Darren. He took it.
That's the fact. You're right.
Because he was here, and then they was in Chicago, right?
Chicago money. They gave
and you would call every time.
Yeah, that's what
right.
did it.
I remember that story.
Chicago money. That's what killed people from Chicago.
So, I know that the Chicago outfit, of course, came to Vegas for money reasons. Was there anything else that like they seen in Vegas other than money? Like, what was it? You said it was paradise. Was it like a vacation spot as well?
But you got to remember now, when I was here in 1970, there was hardly nothing here. Nothing was east of Eastern. It stopped at Eastern. Nothing was east of Decatur, west of Decatur.
Right.
I mean, everybody lived in a square, a box. You hit it right on the head. You walk in a grocery store, if there was 10 people in there, you knew 8 of them.
Right.
That's how small this town was. Right. I mean, I'd go to the grocery store, you see, they used to have to wear tuxedos, the baccarat dealers, they'd be all dressed. The showgirls and the girls that were shills had to be dressed in gowns. You walk into the grocery store, they were dressed like you wouldn't look like they were in Hollywood.
Right.
I'd go to the grocery store, I'd be behind Liberace. He lived there. I do the same thing. I used to see Johnny Carson all the time going in because he lived in Vegas too. Right. You know, they had residents there because it was that kind of a town.
Speaking on clothes and Liberace, Joseph Campbell wants to know where you guys buy your clothes, like back in the day.
Well, we all had a tailor made. Yeah, we had tailor made. Here we used to use a tailor. It was very good, but he's no longer.
Right.
He passed on. Yeah, he was one guy used to make our suits.
Seemed like you guys spent a lot of money on your clothes. Nowadays, like you see us in
But you
t-shirts.
spend a lot of money on yourself to look good, to let people know you're worth money. You know what I mean? That's the idea. Because if what you're doing, if you're going to look bad, you don't deserve the money.
Right.
See, the first time I ever saw a manicure on a male was when I was a kid. The bosses all had their nails manicured. That was I'd never seen that in my life before.
Right.
Okay, so you get an idea. Cologne, they were the best for buying cologne.
Right.
I mean, that's who did everything. They were really trendsetters. The little pinky on the finger, boom. Then you start doing that. Well, I had pinkies myself. I had a dozen of them.
Yeah, you see a lot of those same styles from that era.
But yeah, the shoes all had to be made in Italy, San Remo. Oh yeah.
Right. Right.
I mean, it was nice. You know what I mean? It was really nice. You wake up every day like you're happy, you're enjoying your life. You can't wait for the next day because you already made money for yesterday. Now you want to make it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a grind to make money.
You think for most in the outfit, even though like you wake up, you make your money, you're happy, you're doing all these extravagant things, you think sometimes it was hard to sleep at night based on like...
Well, you don't think of that. You can't think of that because you put fear in yourself. You can't do that.
Right.
Like I told Tony today, is this a bad time to ask you for a raise? I knew to myself, me by just dragging them, if anybody want to whack him, they're going to have to do me too. I already know that.
Right.
You know.
Now, when you say Tony, well, you're talking about Tony Spillanto, right?
Correct.
All right. And how did you guys, connect?
In Chicago. He used to come in my nightclub. I had a nightclub out there, but I first met Tony when he was 18.
Right.
Yeah, Tony was 4 years younger. I was running a nightclub that his boss owned. And he was the shooter for his boss. Tony was the shooter.
Gotcha. How do you feel the portrayal that Martin Scorsese did of him in Casino?
Well, they did. Okay, you seen the device in the head, right?
Right.
When you saw that, you thought that he did that in Vegas, right?
Right. Yeah, I automatically assumed he was in the casino.
It was in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
That's where he killed. That was the Eminem kill. He did that in Chicago, but the way they did it, it looked like it was in Vegas, but he did do that. When he went and grabbed, you see him with the woman and he shot her in the head. No, he did that in San Diego. He did that. But then the cornfield, when they buried him, see what they did here is they put the cornfield, they put the canes around. They did that in the desert, made it look like it was cornfield.
Okay.
So that was shot here. But the story of Tony, yes, it was true.
So it's pretty accurate compared to like...
Yeah, well, they told you what he did.
Right.
Matter of fact, they didn't tell you everything. He did a lot.
I mean, just the story of putting the guy's head in a vice grip and squeezing him until his eye popped out is just, pretty...
Well, that was nothing to him, Tony. That was nothing to Tony.
Right. Why do you think he was given the name the Ant?
Well, for two reasons. Okay? One reason, an ant could carry 10 times its weight. You know an ant?
Right.
You'll see an ant go across the floor carrying a loaf of bread. You know what I mean? Right. That's why Tony was only 5'4".
Right.
So that's why they call him the ant. He can carry 10 times his weight.
Right.
You know the term, how much weight you can carry, right?
Right.
Or how much heat could you take?
Right. That was him.
That's how he got the name.
Got it.
Real history, y'all. Real history, facts.
So,
but you see, but everybody in Chicago had nicknames. My nickname used to be Tootsie Boy.
why they call you that?
Everybody just had nicknames.
Right. Okay. I got you.
That's where it started. I mean, this guy we called him Blubber. Why did you call him Blubber? He was kind of fat that when he walked, it looked like Blubber. We called him Blubber.
Right.
You call the guy Balloon Head because his head looked like it was bigger than his body. Balloon Head.
Right. See, I feel like some of those names are like childhood nicknames.
And they stick.
Right, but then like, okay, well, you got Joey Bats. Was that like a childhood, or is that something he acquired later on?
You talking about the Chicago Joe Bats?
Is that his name Joe Bats, right?
Joe Batter. That was Tony Ricardo.
Okay.
He used to beat people with a baseball bat. And Al Capone called him Joe Batter. He named him. Look at this guy, Joe Batters. His name was, that's how he got the name. See, that's how things stick. But I don't know why it was called Tootsie Roll. I had no idea. I knew when I went to grammar school, they didn't even know what my real name was.
That's what they called you.
Friends of mine didn't know my real name.
Right.
Tootsie Roll.
Right. That even transpired even to even these times. Like you got nicknames and
Well, I still get it today. I go back to Chicago and I see old timers. They say, "Hey, Tootsie Boy, how you doing?" Like it's nothing.
Right.
Like they don't miss a beat.
right. Same thing.
Same thing.
Let's see. Since you've seen a lot in your time, and you've seen a lot of, and say, high-profile celebrity mob bosses. Is that a good? We'll say that.
But yeah, they basically were all celebrities. Yes, they were trendsetters.
Which one do you feel? Well, there's actually two questions. First part is, which one do you feel did the most? Either the most as far as that they contribute, that they did in their time, killings, however you want to take that.
Who made the most money?
Yeah, we'll start with that. Who made the most money? And then the second one is who was the most gruesome?
Well, see, the way they worked it back home, different bosses had different areas, right? But there was only one boss. But you would run a district. They say, okay, you got the Rush Street area. This was the area that made all the money. The guy that ran it was Ross Brewer, and that's the guy I worked for. And the thing was, he was the best paymaster. He was the best guy to work for because he made the most money. He paid everybody well. But the guy out west, the boss, had to get a piece of it. So he made the most money. Then I don't know if you ever heard of a guy, Johnny Roselli. You ever hear about him?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Well, he ran Vegas, then he ran Hollywood, but he's from Chicago. Born in Boston, but he worked in Chicago. They used to call him Mr. Smooth. He was so fucking smooth, you wouldn't believe it. He made a ton of money. A ton.
What were like a few of the ways that in your time you guys earned? I know that everybody that was like a made man or that was with the organization.
So we didn't have made men. We're not like New York.
Okay.
We didn't do that.
Right.
We hired everybody. We didn't care. We had blacks working with us,
Right.
Chinese and Japanese with the outfit. We wanted people that knew how to make money.
Right.
See, now, the blacks we had were the Jones brothers. They were the policy.
Right.
Okay, you know what policy is, right?
No.
Okay, policy in the black area is you bet a card. You get the newspaper, the top, the horse racing thing. You pick 3 horses.
Okay.
Or you bet a nickel. They used to call a nickel a jitney. You ever heard that term? A nickel was a jitney. So what they do is they bet a nickel. Poor people. But that nickel, they could win $500 for a nickel if they hit all 3 of those horses.
Right.
So that was called policy. They made a fortune. They made millions.
Right.
Millions. $1 million a weekend on change.
Right. Taking nickels.
And now the Latinos and the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans played a game called Bolita. You ever heard of Bolita? Well, that's just like policy, but that's their Bolita. We had a Japanese guy running the Bolito. He brought it to the organization. See, organized crime don't pay you. You pay them. Say you're a burglar, you go out and steal. You got to pay.
Right.
They're not going to pay you.
Right.
That's how they make their money. Right. You got to make money for them to be in the outfit.
Gotcha. Can you explain the major, maybe 2 differences between the outfit from Chicago and the mafia from New York?
Well, the mafia, I always say, I'll be honest with you. See, the outfit in Chicago was organized. The mafia in New York was disorganized. They were killing each other. That's silly. Okay? If you're making money, you don't start killing your own people. That's goofy. You want more money than he's making? Go out and make it. You know, it's that simple. You got the right to do it, but they kill each other. We never do that. We don't kill the fucking boss. We only had one boss. We just don't do it.
Now, since we touched that subject, I was talking to you earlier about how do you feel based on the fact that you're from Chicago, you grew up in Chicago, in kind of like a violent time, violent neighborhood, stuff like that. How do you feel about what's going on in Chicago right now?
Chicago's still Chicago, a great city. You're talking about all the killings?
Yeah, all they say it's like Afghanistan.
Well, those killings are all on the south side and west side. And unfortunately, it falls in the black area.
Right.
And it's all drugs, basically. And, but they've been doing that for years, okay? You know, the gang members, you know, the Lowe's and the Cribs and all them, the Panthers, they were doing that for years. That didn't stop. But they're gone though now, aren't they?
Right.
See, so that's eventually what's going to happen to these guys. They're eventually just going to stop killing. You can't stop them. No police can stop them. So what's going to happen is they're going to just burn themselves out, and that'll be the end. Right. You got to wait until their time just dissolves. That's it.
And I feel like that's true. You like you said that there used to be Bloods and Crips out there, and now it's a whole different lineup of people.
There was the Panthers out there. They're gone too.
Right. Eliminating themselves. Right.
That's exactly what they're doing. You know, it's sad though, because sometimes when they have these crazy shootings, they'll shoot little kids by accidents and all that, but that's the penalty of living in that area.
Right.
Like I said, part of the environment. Innocent people get hurt.
Do you feel like I know you said that, you know, in your times that there was Bloods and Crips and Black Panthers out there doing this similar things. Do you feel like if the outfit was as strong as it was back then, was still there now, that stuff would still be going on?
It's still going on. The outfit's still back there in Chicago. That don't bother me at all.
That has nothing to do with
the outfits with the unions, they're into different things. No, it has nothing. They own contracting companies, construction companies. They're big.
Right.
They don't.
No more street level things anymore.
When I was a kid, that was happening.
Right.
Okay. You know the difference between when I was a kid that was happening to now that's happening?
What's that?
They count them now. They never used to count them before.
Right.
Because the news does it. 50 died, 50, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We never had that kind of news in your living room. You never had CNN, ESPN. Nobody ever did that. The big thing, I didn't hit TV until I was 15 years old.
Right.
So everybody used to get their thing out of the newspapers.
Right.
So now they tell you right away when it happens, they put it right on the news.
Right.
So, but it was happening when I was a kid. They were dying the same way. You know?
You got a question, bro?
I'm just rocking with it. I like listening, man. I got tons of questions, but I like listening, man.
Well, Frankie wants to know, she wants to know, did the outfit employ females?
Only a couple that I know of. To be honest with you, a couple. Because they used to run money from Chicago to Vegas. Because they own Vegas. And they wouldn't expect a woman to come there. They give her a bag and she'd go back home with her suitcase and be full of money. In those days, they never checked you at the airport, you know, like they do now. Right? They don't put it on the camera and sneeze out.
You ever get wind of a female hit woman, like ever being used?
No, I never
did.
Never did I ever come across it or heard it from anybody. Right? Because normally everybody keeps their family and their women away from others. Okay?
Right.
Like let me give you an example. When I was married back home, my wife didn't know what I did, and I never brought anybody I worked with to my home. I used to own a lot of nightclubs. That was my fun. And all my wife knew was I was a nightclub. And I used to own a jazz club called The Back Room. So what happened is, if I walked in a nightclub with my wife and we're sitting there, next table would be Tony Spilatro and a couple other people, I wouldn't say hello to them. They don't say hello to me.
Yeah, like you don't know nobody.
That's right. We don't say nothing. When you come to your family, it's different.
Like, was like that one of the rules too for you guys, like families off limits, even if we're at war?
I'll tell you what was a serious rule. If anybody screwed a family member's wife, instant dead. Things gone. They tell you right up front. They give you the rules that you got to play with.
That should be a universal rule.
Well, it's number one. That's the first rule they tell you. If you have an affair with one of the guy's wives, you're dead.
Right.
I mean, there's no way you could get out of it.
That probably prevented a lot of problems too. I mean, nowadays there's a lot of girls.
You know, I hate to tell you this. A woman will turn you in for the reward. Your wife, anybody. You got to be careful. You know, that's why you don't tell your wife anything.
Never tell a chick all your business.
I got a divorce, and she got $200,000 from me. Just think if she knew what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah?
Eat 40 water.
You don't tell your life story. You don't throw your stuff out there. You keep it back.
Right.
Look, if you're working at General Motors putting on tires at the car, right? You don't go home and talk to your wife about it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So I'm doing something a little different. I'm not going to go home and talk to my wife about it either.
Right.
See?
Right.
You just don't do that. It's a no-no.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Jody and Jessica want to know your opinion on what happened to Jimmy Hoffa.
Well, I told you earlier, we know he's gone.
Right.
This we know. He will never appear again. But I'll just say what I told you before. He could be the hot dog you ate yesterday.
Right.
I mean, they grind him up. If they wanted him to disappear, he'd be long gone.
Right.
They can bring you to a funeral home because these people always own funeral homes. The outfit, you knew that, right?
Right.
You're putting them in the disintegrator. You burn them.
Right.
How you gonna find them?
Can't put back together ashes.
Now you got it.
Right.
So people don't realize that. They think you got to find somebody because he's dead. Who said that? Where's the rules of the game? The rules of the game, if you want somebody to disappear, he's going to disappear.
Right. Makes sense. Any input on whether... Well, I know the outfit and the mafia are two different things, but there's speculation that they may have had the hand in the JFK assassination.
There's no doubt about it. You got to read the book called The All-American and the Mafioso by Johnny Roselli. Yeah, you got to. They definitely were involved.
Right.
Matter of fact, one of the shooters they say was Johnny Roselli.
Okay.
Because he was a sharpshooter. He was in the CIA and the outfit. He played a double sword.
Right. Okay. So, from my understanding, was it the FBI that was created to take down organized a crime, like the outfit?
The FBI was the one going. The CIA was going, but the FBI they did organized crime.
Right. And that wasn't it like Hoover or something
Hoover.
like that?
Yeah, Hoover, because the FBI never carried guns. Then Hoover said making them all carry guns, put them in training to shoot guns and everything. FBI never carried guns before.
Right. I heard that had something to do with JFK's brother was actually having an affair with Marilyn Monroe.
So was JFK.
Right. And then
Both running through. See, I knew it.
And then somebody else in the mob with the outfit was actually
Sam Giancana.
There you go. So that made the JFK brothers mad at the mob.
No, that's not what they did.
How it worked?
No, that's a theory you're giving me, but
Okay.
They don't do that.
Right.
Okay. Jimmy Hoffa said it. Because Jimmy was going in front of Bob Kennedy had him. He said, "You want to break the organized crime? You got to put Jimmy Hoffa in jail, Sam Giancana, and Carlo Marcello." And he did. He put all three of them in jail.
Right.
Okay. But Jimmy Hoffa knew that he was fucking Marilyn Monroe. So what they did is they had Marilyn Monroe's place bugged, the house with cameras and everything, because he sent the unions to the guys that know what they were doing. They killed Marilyn.
Oh, shit.
They put a suppository in her and dissolved. She was toxic.
Right, because I heard she used to get...
Well, they wanted Robert Kennedy in there, and it was going to be on film, because Robert Kennedy was in California, and Peter Lawford, the actor, was brother-in-law. He married Bobby Kennedy's sister.
Right.
He warned Bobby Kennedy you can't go there because he felt bad about it. That's why Kennedy didn't go there.
Right.
But that's the whole story. They wanted to trap him so he could have some on Kennedy because Hoffa would have brought it up when he was in, when they were scrutinizing him. You think I'm bad? Look at you. You're married with 5 kids. You're doing Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
But he wanted him to be to blame for killing her. That's what he was doing.
Right. A lot of double crossing.
And she knew something too, huh? She knew some information.
She fucked every one of them.
Oh, so she knew all the dirt
Yeah,
on everybody.
when you give up your pussy to everybody, you're going to hear
You're going to hear all the dirt.
Yeah,
so she knew the dirt from everybody.
She knew it.
Definitely. See that.
Cold world.
It's tough. It's not glamorous out there,
That's crazy.
My guy Tick wants to know what could have been done to prevent the certain individuals that were inside the organization from turning on each other. If there was any of that going on, I know you said there wasn't too
You
much
mean like fighting?
whacking and like fighting stuff like that. What
You mean in the outfit, if 2 guys were fighting, they were in the outfit?
right? What
But it all
would
depends
prevent
on who their boss was.
that? Gotcha. So like certain,
If you and me, and my boss was bigger than your boss, you get hurt.
right.
They would kill you.
Now, when you say bigger, what does that mean? Like more manpower, more.
So I'm a better earner. I make more money from it.
Okay, gotcha.
Everything is making money.
Right.
It's all earning. They say he's a good earner.
Right.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
The more you make, the bigger you
Well,
are.
it's all just, you got
Well,
each square.
like I tell you, there was one time it happened out here. There was this Jewish guy, and I knew this guy was an informer, and this Jewish guy tells me, who was connected. He tells me, he's good as gold. You could rob a bank with him. Well, I knew the guy was in the corporate bank. So I told my guy, it's Tony. I said, Tony, that Jew, I called him a Jew. I said, that Jew didn't do his homework. I said, Tony, don't do that or something. He earns money for us.
Right.
See what I mean?
Right.
That's it. I said, okay. I didn't know he was earning money for us.
Right.
Because I don't care. Like I'd go collect this sometimes. The guy would owe money. Say he would owe money, right? He had to pay juice. I go there. I says, I'm here to pick up the money. You're late. You've been late a couple of weeks. And he said, well, I don't have the money now, Tony, he would tell me. I said, well, I'll tell you what, you tell that to the next guy. And he said, what do you mean the next guy? I said, I'm the messenger. I told you. Now you tell it to the next guy. The next guy ain't gonna talk to him.
Right. Right. Now, when you say pay juice, because like juice is a word right now that's kind of popular and people are using it all different kind of ways. What do you mean by you had to pay juice?
You borrow $100, you got to give 120.
That's the interest.
If you can't pay the 100, you get the 20. If you can pay the 100, you got to pay the 120 to get it.
Gotcha.
That interest right there. That's crazy.
That's big business.